Okay, so we are recording.
Hmm.
My name is Aisha. I go by AishaHadiya. The name of my podcast is Coffee and Apple Juice, the podcast. I have a range of topics that I talk about. I want to stick to like one genre, but I literally talk about any and everything.
Hmm.
And so I wanted to sit down with um a guy to talk about men and rejection.
Hmm.
Now, we're not going to sit here and make like men can handle rejection or all men can handle rejection.
Hmm.
But I definitely wanted to sit down and have that conversation with any man really, but I'm glad that you volunteered. But before I get into the topic, I want to hear, excuse me, I want to hear a little bit from you. Tell me about your podcast, tell me about you, your platform, what do you discuss on your podcast, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, good. Well, thank you again for allowing me to be on. So, my name is Seth, right? Seth Miller. And uh, boy, let me see. So many things that I've done. Well, I'm retired Air Force, okay, after 21 years. Um, Traveled the world, all right, multiple times, seen a lot of different things. Been overseas to deploy in the Middle East 5 times.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
you're right. So that was a great opportunity to um, connect with different people and different cultures. So let me see. So my podcast is called The Lion's Den with Seth. It's me and four other of my good friends, and what we discuss are things that center around leadership, growth, and development, but also action. You see, so not just putting a words behind the mic, but we actually encourage individuals to do things, and we do those things as well as far as being in the community. I
Okay.
also am a co-author, not co-author, excuse me, a co-host of or a host of the other podcast called The Sanity Check. We talk about all things resilience with applicable skills to help you get your mind right. And it was birthed after the beginning of COVID while everyone was stuck in their house. So how do they
Hmm.
kind of
Well, I wasn't, but everybody else was.
right,
I'm
right,
an
right,
essential worker, so I had to go back and forth to work. But
right,
I
right.
definitely please send me the link to that one because it can still help me with my day to day.
Oh yeah, most definitely, and that's what it is. It's about that, and also I'm an author of the book "The Black Collar Mindset: The Art of Strategic Thinking," helping
Okay.
individuals to get out of the mental rut that they may be in, and to help them awaken the hustle within. So there it is.
Okay. Well,
Mhm.
it seems like you got a little bit, you got a lot going on. Not even a little bit, but a lot going
A little
on. Two
bit.
podcasts, a
Mhm.
book. That's
Mhm.
some good news. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
So this art behind you is very interesting. I can't stop staring at it. This African piece. I
Mm.
don't know if it's to the right or to the left of you.
The mask.
Yes.
Mhm.
Where'd you get that from?
So that was a gift. That was a gift from an old friend of mine, and so they just wanted me to remember, what Ghana. And that's another thing. My father is originally from Ghana, so that's
Okay.
where my middle name, come from. That's what I go by on Facebook as Jay. So
Okay.
I collect different things from around the world. You know.
Okay, cool. All right. So like I said before, today's topic is I just want to kind of get an insight on men and rejection.
Hmm.
Um I see it time and time again where women tell men no, I'm not interested, and they can go belligerent, they can get violent, they can, get real aggressive and inappropriate with their words.
Hmm.
We've seen several, I'm talking about multiple situations of domestic violence against women from their partners. We've seen time and time again on social media where these situations have been captured by camera. And so I mostly wanted to get a man's point of view of what is it about rejection that the man just can't handle? And I'm not gonna say all men, because you have a lot of men out there that can handle rejection and they're okay with you telling them no, and they can go about their business. But then you have some who just won't take no for an answer.
Mhm.
So from a man's point of view, why do you feel as though some men can't handle rejection?
So the reason why I believe, and just speaking from my just my humble opinion, is it's centered around a lack of education and ego. All right. And what I mean by that
Okay.
is that when individuals are properly men, or if they're properly, educated, they are mentored. Okay. Being mentored
Mm-hmm.
by other real men. And
Right.
so they will be able to understand that being a man isn't about how many quote unquote women you can lay with. You
Right.
understand? It's about being able to hold your own, be accountable, and take care of responsibilities before you even get involved with a woman. However, if there's a man that does not have that type of set mentorship, he feels as though a woman telling me no, that's a problem, so I'm less than a man, you see, or less of a man.
Yeah.
So then that's where the ego comes in. So because I'm so mad and because I don't know how to communicate my hurt and my embarrassment, I have to deflect, or excuse me, project, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in order for and instead of me having communications or communicating with you like, hey, okay, got it, boo boo boo, and keep it pushing, just understanding that you may not be the one for me, I'm gonna say, forget you then, B, blah blah blah, you ain't this and this and this, because I'm hurt because you
Yeah.
attacked my ego by telling me no.
Embarrassed me.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said something as far as like, to a certain extent, you basically said a lot of men don't have the guidance from another man. They
Correct.
don't have those teach. And I've said for a while now, I've been saying that a lot of these guys coming up don't have that big homie, quote unquote, that a lot of these older guys had when they were coming up.
Hmm.
They don't have that guy telling them you ain't ready for the streets yet, go back in the house, go back on the porch, or they don't have that.
Hmm.
So the only guidance and mentors and advice and all they're getting it from their friends, and their friends are no better off than they are, you
Correct.
know. So I agree 100% with everything that you just said, as far as, in a nutshell, men don't like for their egos to be challenged or stepped on, or they don't like that.
Hmm.
I remember I had a friend girl, and she was talking to this guy. They wasn't even dating, but they was talking. And in a nutshell, I basically told him, you're not masculine enough for her, and that's why she won't date you.
Mm.
I told him this, right? And I wasn't trying to hurt his feelings. I was
Hmm.
more so trying to let him know, that's not a mountain you ready to climb just yet.
Hmm.
Because she was that type of woman, but he was not the type of man that would match her, right?
Correct. Hmm.
And a couple of days later, or not even a couple of days later, I would maybe say a day or two later, I found out that he tried to OD on some medication. And it's not funny. It's not funny. But he did this whole rant on Snapchat about how she didn't want to be with him, so he didn't have no reason to live, etc., etc. And I was just like, are you serious? So
Hmm.
it's like, not only are men getting violent towards women, but you have some cases where men get violent with themselves because they can't take no for an answer.
Yeah. And yeah, and some of that too comes from putting sexuality on a pedestal. Okay.
Right.
And what I mean by that is by saying being a functioning man, you have to, the all to be all is to be with the woman that you think that you think that you need. You understand? And there should never be a situation where a person need a person in their life. They want a person in that life and that
Right.
person wants them. you see. But it would going back to the mentoring piece, if you know, if a brother never had the a the conversation or b the experience to actually go through having their feelings hurt, right? Because that's real life. Life is
Mhm.
to hurt your feelings, right? So you can get up and say, okay, cool, I'm not gonna do this no more, versus, oh, my life, my feelings is hurt, now my life is over, let me go and hang myself. And you know what, not saying that an individual is weak if they try to attempt suicide or whatever. However, I will say that that is a last resort to a temporary situation, that if individuals had some type of coping skills and different perspective, they wouldn't have to resort to those type of egregious type of situations, you know, instead of just having man to man talk, say, okay, well, look, all right, you might be a little corny. Okay, we're gonna get you situated, blah, 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 blah. You get what I'm saying? But to
Yeah.
have that quote unquote big homie, because to your point, they have grown, the big homies have grown up, and you know, now they have responsibility. So now we have, you know, baby boys, you see. And just to bring this back, in a couple of weeks on my show, The Lion's Den, with Seth, we're going to talk about the cancel culture for the lames. Where's that? You see? Where's the cancel culture for the cornballs?
I
You
want to hear
see?
that
Right. But the
episode.
thing is, it's our responsibility as men. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, a woman can raise a young man to be a, a well respected young man, but not a man. You
Right.
see, so there needs to be a balance there for a man to help groom and cultivate another man. But if not, then you're gonna have what we have out here in these streets right now, if that makes sense.
It
All right.
do. It makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever been rejected?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it didn't work out well when I was younger. So I was rejected, and this is when I had to realize that I had a problem. So I was in middle school, I believe. I was chubby, had little twist in my hair and everything, right? So it was all crazy. So try to, you know, have try to communicate with females or whatever. They curved me a little bit. And then during this time, the light skinned cats was in, right? So I was black this out. So then I was fat, black, and funny looking. So then my little feelings was hurt. So a couple of years go by, and then a summer, after the summer, I got a little taller, face thinned out, my hair
Ooh,
was here,
wee.
and then it grew down. You know what I mean? So I go back to school, and the girls looking at me like, okay, you know what I'm saying? This is
He ain't fat
it's
no
different.
more.
Right, you know, it's like my I guess the fat shifted, you know, went different places. And so, but I was still hurt. And so what happened was, I saw I was getting the attention from females that was curving me before, and I was utilizing that, and I was manipulating them to the point where when they will want to do things together, I say, yeah, okay, then I try my best to embarrass them in public because I was hurt. You see, I was
Baby.
hurt. You see, and but the thing is, that's what happens when you're a child. You do things as a child, but then I had to realize, yo, I wasn't mad at them. I was mad at the fact that I did not love myself yet, you see. So once I could operate in the space that, look, I'm okay, and the right person is going to dig me, you see what I'm saying? I can't force a
Mhm.
person to want me, and you know, I couldn't just make, you know, dark skin to be in. I just had to, you know, be the best me I could, you see. And so
Well, let me tell you now, dark skin is popping,
see, it
honey.
is not, hey, but
If
listen,
he
hey,
if
it
he
wasn't
ain't
in
dark
the
skin and his weight don't start with a two, I don't want
see,
nothing to do with him.
hey, but listen, look, back in the day, that wasn't it. You dig what
You're
I'm
right.
saying?
It's a
It
lot of
wasn't
things
it.
back in the day that was like frowned upon, kids was picked on, that now is like, oh my God. Like I seen a guy
Absolutely.
with freckles. And I can only imagine how you got teased when you were in school, but now it's like freckles is sexy as fuck to me.
See, so it's
Oh my
different, but then
God.
but then not just that though too. maturity comes into play, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was pretty precocious as a child, so I could connect with older individuals, right? But I was always younger, too
Yeah.
young to really kick it with them. So I could have the
Mm-hmm.
conversations, but individuals in my age range, it was like they couldn't dig it. Like there was
Yeah.
girls that I was trying to, I remember this one girl in particular, I wrote, called myself writing her some poetry, but all I did was memorize a Barry White song, and I gave it to her. She's like, "Look what this, look what he did!" And she's showing everybody. I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's not getting it." But that was me trying to do something that she wasn't ready for. You see, and then, but as I grew, I realized, okay, you don't hurt people just because you're hurt. You see, so yeah.
I bet she wish you would write her poetry now.
I don't know where she is these days, but yeah, but being rejected does hurt, but hurt people hurt people.
True.
See, hurt people
Hurt
hurt
people
people.
do hurt people. And it's crazy. So like as a woman, I've had situations where I've rejected a guy and it I've seen both sides. I've seen where guys can get verbally aggressive. I've seen where guys can get physically aggressive, and then I've seen where guys are like, okay, I understand, I get it,
Yeah.
and they just kind of take the L and they, they leave or whatever. But it's crazy because like as women, this is what we have to go through,
Mm,
right? Like this is, and you have to keep in mind, all men don't see, can't handle rejection like some men can. So it's like as women, it gets to a point where we're no longer safe. We no longer feel comfortable around black men, or not even just black men. I'm just gonna speak about men in general. Okay. I know girls who purposely go to gay clubs
mhm.
just to enjoy themselves so that they don't have to worry about getting
Being
groped by
harassed.
men,
Mhm,
being, men being too aggressive, men can't handle their liquor, so they, just doing the most.
mhm.
Um, and then it comes to a point where it's like girls purposely make themselves feel seen busy so that men won't approach them because she's not interested. And if she tells you she's not interested and you can't handle that, then she has to deal with you possibly being aggressive, getting physical, things of that nature. We have situations where women are being abused by their lovers, men are abusing domestic, not domestic violence is the issue, but what I'm speaking on as far as like I did a episode on my Sipping Pretty with Aisha Hadiya. It's like an all female episode, and one of the topics that we had was like women verbally being forced to have sex with their partners, even though they've already expressed no. But it's like we give in and we said yes, we'll do it, or we did it because we don't want to handle whatever comes after me saying no. We don't want to have to deal with you physically forcing us. We don't want to have to deal with you being aggressive with us physically or verbally. And then because we're emotional creatures, we don't want to have to deal with you possibly leaving and going to getting it from somebody else. So it's like as women, we have so much that we have to deal with when it comes to men. And then on top of that, when it comes to rejecting a man.
Mm,
And a lot of time women give in just to avoid the negativity that may come after saying no. So a lot
mm,
of times we give in and we say yeah, or I'll give you my number just because I don't want you to cause no scene and embarrass me in front of everybody. But
mm.
then, you know what I'm saying? So it's like those are the situations that women deal with when it comes to rejecting a man. We're not trying to embarrass y'all, but baby, we just not interested.
And so I think that's another key point is the level of awareness needs to be on a certain plane, meaning I need to go where I can essentially vibe with my tribe. You know what I mean? Like if my level of intelligence is at a certain spot, I should not, like, let's say for example, I wanted to talk to a young lady, say, "Hey, look, you look nice, blah blah. My name is Seth. Nice to meet you. Do. You mind if I talk to you outside of this?" But I don't know if she gonna say, no, what makes you think? You see? Now who's wrong? You see, now I can do one and two things that can check my ego, might get I may be embarrassed and I'm, blah blah blah. Or I say, okay, my bad. I'm out. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know what number I am that has tried to contact her,
Holler at her
right?
that
Holler at
night.
her,
Yeah.
right? And so
Mm-hmm.
like she might be tired and then I called her at the wrong time.
You might have
However,
been the straw that broke the camel's back.
exactly. And then
Yeah.
now I'm getting this, and then now in the back of my mind say, see, that's why I don't go to this club no more because all the feet, you see, versus
Mm-hmm.
just peeping the scene out, real quick, and then I think to your point, um, women can be risk adverse, but we are too, right? Because we don't want to get caught up in no allegations or any type of crazy things like, okay, are you sure? You sure? Hey, are you even of age? Let me see your ID. You get what I'm
That's a
saying? Let
whole
me
nother conversation.
right, but I mean, so to a point, we have to walk on eggshells as well. But to the
Yeah.
presence of your to in relationship to the show, the rejection piece, I think it's a healthy dance, if you will. You get what I'm saying? Like if you're dancing with someone, sometimes you want to just keep dancing with them no matter what the next song is. And sometimes, hey,
Mm-hmm.
after this hook, I'm done. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After after this song, I'm done. But it has to be a mutual respect point. So
Mm-hmm.
individuals need to know how to communicate and how to receive. You see what I'm saying? Without
Yeah.
taking it personal, just say, look, no, I'm straight. You see what I'm saying? Because in actuality, we are connected and attracted by souls. You see, so sometimes it's individuals that may look all jacked up, but they got it, so whatever the it factor is. You
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm saying? And but then
Yeah.
sometimes individuals have the look, but they don't have it. So now they take it a step further, like something wrong with you if you ain't hollering at me, type of deal. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Now, have you ever witnessed a guy get out of character from being rejected?
Yeah, I have, but alcohol was involved, so it really, everybody was kind of on one, so not necessarily in a sober setting, but at
Mm-hmm.
any rate, I don't sober or drunk is no excuse for that type of
Right.
you know, d-
Did you intervene?
So when I saw, you know what, I was from a distance, and it wasn't even the individuals that I came with. I'm like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on? But again, it wasn't the man being aggressive and then
Mm-hmm.
the woman's like trying to get away. They both was going at it, but it started with him trying to holla, holla, holla. You remember on Dave Chappelle, holla,
Mm-hmm.
holla, 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 And so
You
she's
know
like,
what?
hey, I'm straight, I'm straight. And then after
Yeah.
that, she finally got fed up. It was like, yo, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So then it
Mm-hmm.
went back and forth.
Okay. Well, that's really all I wanted to talk about tonight. I've seen so many videos and heard so many different situations in the past couple of weeks where women have been degraded verbally, abused physically, mentally, emotionally, all of the above because a man couldn't handle her rejecting him.
Mm.
So I definitely wanted to get a man's point of view on that. I really want to get the point of view of a man who can't handle rejection. So there might be a part two to this episode because I want to know what is it about a woman telling you no, I'm not interested. I have a boyfriend. I don't want to give you my number. I don't want to have sex. No, I don't want to go with you. What is it about a woman just standing her ground and telling you no that sends you over the edge to the point where you feel like you just have to get belligerent, you have to get loud, you have to get aggressive, you have to get physical, like what is it, like I
So
don't understand that at all.
I'm gonna say good luck to that because that is
No man will
narcissistic.
admit
No,
to being that type of man.
it's narcissistic thought process. But the thing is, the key to a narcissistic individual, they don't know that they're narcissistic.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So for a person to admit it, they would have to already have received some level of help to say,
Yeah.
I was this way. You get what I'm saying? So if you are looking for someone like that, I will pose the question, hey, um, was
I would
that
need a man in
everybody.
recovery.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
I would
Because
literally need a man in recovery.
yeah, because someone like right now, no, you're gonna say, no, look, it ain't no big problem. Look, I just go for mine. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
They just say, look, I just get it how I live. No, you see, and sometimes you getting it how you live is too aggressive. Maybe you too
Yeah.
extra, right? And maybe that you just don't understand this person is not for you. But some individuals don't take no for an answer. They think that that's grinding. No, that's
Yeah.
insanity. You
Yeah.
know
You have to keep in mind too. The type of woman that he could be hollering at just may not be on his level.
that too.
And I'm not speaking as far as she's too good for him or he's too good for her,
Mhm.
but you may be coming off in a tone that she may not
That's right.
understand.
That's
So
right.
that it's not clicking with her.
That's
So
right.
like a guy from the hood, and then you got a girl who came up in Beverly Hills. Well, she might like that, but I'm just like,
I get
let's
what
vice
you're
versa.
saying.
A guy coming up in Beverly Hills trying to holler at a young lady who came up in the hood, that might not make that might not, that's
Yeah.
like oil and water right there. That may
Mhm.
not flow like he may have thought it would,
Mhm.
So it's like a lot of times you have guys out here who are hollering at a woman who just not at that level with him yet, or she not understanding the tone that he's using to a certain speed, the verbiage, she's not comprehending that, or it could be vice versa, so, but because we're speaking on the men today, we're just going to use y'all as an example. But yeah, so I feel like a lot of guys have a certain caliber of woman that they should be trying to get with to a certain extent, and her rejecting you could just be because you're not that caliber of man that she's interested in.
Mm.
But regardless of what, you still shouldn't handle it in a negative way. Like take the rejection, and all right, it's cool.
And
No
just
big,
keep it pushing.
because you never know what's in the stars. Y'all might bend the corner or spin the block 2 weeks from now. Her answer may be different.
Mhm. But
So
see, but the thing is that what the man doesn't want, and this is coming from a male's point of view, what we don't want is sloppy seconds. You see, so like think about this. So if I'm hollering, and then you say nah, 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 and I'm okay, cool, 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 and then I see that the situation didn't work out with you and whoever you thought it was, and then now you're more receptive. I'm like, wait a minute, no, you see, because what happened to you and that Joker? You know what I'm saying? Now, so now I'm second best. You know what I'm saying? So that can affect a man's ego as well. But I think it all depends on where individuals are in their individual walk and where they're
true.
trying to go within their relationships. You know what I mean? It's a crazy world. It's a crazy world, but
It
it's a good
definitely is.
topic. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a topic given to me by a friend of mine. So I have a bunch of friends that are podcasters, and he threw this on my plate, and I thought I'd pick it up and run with it. And I thought it was a really interesting topic as well. But see, like I give off like investigative reporter type vibes a little bit, because I don't want to talk to the guys that agree with me. I
Mm-hmm.
want to talk to the guys that I'm talking about. Like, I want to talk to the guys that can't handle rejection. And I want to talk to the guys that actually cheat on their women. And I want to talk to these abusers. I want to know what's going on inside y'all's mind. What was it that triggered you to start yelling at that girl like that, or to put your hands on her? Like that, these are the conversations I want to have. Like, I want to be like the reporters that go to the jails and interview the rapists and the murderers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really just want to get inside of a narcissistic person's mind and find out, why do you feel like everything is about you?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you feel like you're never wrong?
Mm-hmm.
What was you going through that made you project that type of situation, that made you project your trauma onto somebody else? Like, that's really what I want to do. Those are the conversations that I want to have. But I do appreciate you coming on. You definitely shed some light on a lot of things that I think a lot of people don't really think about when it comes to men, and when it comes to why they take rejection the way that they do.
So I ain't messed up enough. Is that what you're saying?
No, no, no.
That's what you're
Listen, first
saying.
of all, let me say you are very handsome to look at. Your voice is immaculate. Like, you really have a professional sounding voice in these headphones. So I'm really enjoying this conversation. I can't wait to have you back for another episode. And I'm not coming with no but, because I really enjoyed this episode. I love you talk really intelligent, like you know what you're talking about, and I really like that. I'm just gonna end it at
Okay.
that. I
Well,
really
well,
enjoyed this
thank you.
episode. So you were not boring or anything. You're not messed up enough, but that's not a bad thing.
There you
That's
go.
not a bad thing. But yeah, I really would enjoy I really would enjoy sitting down having this conversation with someone who actually can't handle rejection,
Mhm.
who, I want to just have a conversation with them. Maybe it's something that I can do to help them heal from past traumas, or maybe I can help them realize that, hey, I didn't even know that I was doing it, or I didn't even know
Mhm.
that that was something that I was dealing with.
Mhm.
So since I
You
was
know
a kid,
what?
I always wanted to be a psychiatrist.
Is
So
that what it is? You want to get in people's head?
I
So
really did.
what we'll do is we'll stay connected, and what I'll do is I'll talk to the team and see what we have forecast, and I think that that would be a great conversation. You never know, we might have somebody that's just off enough for you to dissect, if that
Okay.
makes sense. So like the last show we had Sunday was, what's the problem with women?
Oh shit.
That went
Now what would make
bananas.
y'all think that it's a problem with
Oh,
us?
hey, it went. Oh my goodness, we went
Oh God, please send me
in.
the link.
We
Please
went
send me the link.
in, and as a matter of fact, it might still be up. So what happened? Oh, another thing I do too. I own a network on Roku and Amazon Fire, and
Okay.
so what happens is after we do our shows, after a couple of hours, or it all depends, maybe a couple of hours or a couple of days, it's removed off of Facebook, and then individuals can watch it anytime, like on demand on the Roku or Amazon Fire. And so it may
I
be,
don't have that.
you don't get Roku,
No.
Amazon Fire, so it's
Is it
still
an
on.
app? I'm
Yeah,
I'm gonna check and see if it pop up on one of the apps on my TV.
what kind?
But I would love to watch the episode because I need to know exactly what y'all think wrong with us. Because last I checked, you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for us. So why
Right?
wouldn't we
Oh
be
no, no,
looked at
no.
as nothing more than
Oh
perfect?
no. So basically, the conversation was, it was m- it was like men having locker room talk, however with an audience, so we were able to have interaction between women while we're saying, hey, this is what we think is going on. Why is that? Like, one of the questions that we posed was, why are you still friends with the person that you tell me about you can't stand? You still go out with this person, you still kick it with it, but what is the problem? Like, why are you still kicking it with this person?
We don't have an
Right,
answer for that shit.
right. But look, so we got different perspectives. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? We have different perspectives. Or like one of my homeboys, he posed a question with, what's up with the BBLs? And then I said, and with the butterfly eyelashes, like, what's going on? I can love you like you already are. No, I'm just saying, yo, but see, that's the deal. So we was having this conversation, but then
Oh
women was
wow.
commenting and chiming in. It went bananas. By the end
God, I
of the
hate I
night,
missed that.
I think by the end of the night, we had over 130 something comments. Just just
I
going. Just
hate I missed that.
no, it's dope. It's dope. So
But
it
see,
still might be on.
them be my type of conversations. Like I be
Hmm.
wanting to kind of debunk the whys.
Hmm.
Men, y'all are cheating at a higher rate than women. Why?
Because we get caught.
Y'all
See?
cheat
Oh,
because y'all
see?
get caught.
No, no, that's why it's a higher rate. It's not saying because
Okay,
it
okay.
don't have nothing to do with the gender. It happens. We get caught because we're
Yeah.
slow. See, but see, you see, y'all are more intelligent on how you do things, so you know how to compartmentalize emotions differently than we do. So we
Okay.
get caught. You don't get caught. Women don't get caught as
So
at a higher
okay,
rate.
I see what you say. Okay, yeah. But
Yeah.
see, but like I'm saying, those are the type of conversations I be wanting to have. Like
Oh
I be
yeah.
wanting to know the why.
So
I be wanting to
actually,
know the why.
the show before that, and the show before that, and we're going to do a replay this week, is on why did I get divorced? And we talked
Mm.
about the different reasons why individuals get married for the wrong reasons and why they get divorced You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
oh, that was the following week, the week before. So we're going to do a replay for this Sunday since I'm going to be out of town.
Oh wow. Please keep me tuned in because I definitely want to hear. Now I've never been married, but I do plan on being somebody's wife one day.
Mhm.
But I would also like to know what are some reasons why a lot of people are getting divorced because the divorce rate is really high.
You know what? I think
Really high.
part of it is they get married for the wrong reasons first.
I definitely
And
can agree
you see
to
what I'm
I would agree
saying?
with that. Yeah.
And there's sometimes when people feel as though their spouse isn't giving them the half, that whole better half type thing, but the math is wrong. See, I need to give 100% and
I
you
tell
give
my baby daddy
100%.
that all
You
the
see.
time. There is no such thing as 50-50. You cannot give me half of you and
Hmm.
I give you half of me. It don't work like that. We either gonna give each other all we got or we gonna give nothing at all.
And
It
that's
should
right.
never be 50-50. It should always be 100%. I tell this to the father of my children all the time. If
Mhm.
you're not gonna give 100%, don't give me nothing at all because giving me half of you, that's just half-assing it. And I don't want that because I'm giving you all of me when it comes to this co-parenting relationship, and I expect the same in return. I've always said that. Oh my God. I can't wait to hear this conversation. I can't wait. I might even break my nails just so I can make sure I'm typing everything that I need to say in these comments because I swear these are the conversations I be wanting to have. And these are the conversations that I enjoy, especially from men's point of view,
Right.
because we always hear how women feel, but we never really sit back and just shut up and listen to and let men speak on how they feel. And
Hmm.
so I love having guys on because I get to kind of pick through and give them a
Hmm.
safe space to really express how they feel about
That's
things.
that was one of the things too that we talked about why certain men aren't honest with their significant others because the space isn't safe enough. Because
Yeah,
as soon as
they
we
fear
say
being
something,
judged.
feel like we're going to be judged, or like one of my boys said, as soon as we say something that you don't agree with, oh, you must be gay. Or let's say if a brother cross the street and get somebody of a different race. What's wrong with look? You had a black ass mama. What's wrong? You get what I mean? So, but when the sister crossed the street, go ahead, girl. You better get you one. Blah 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 blah. Look at you go.
So
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying,
you're
see,
you're right. You're right. The double standard is real, but I need for the guys to understand that a woman is gonna give it all she got. She's gonna do everything she can to save whatever it is she fighting for. She gonna do everything she can until she realizes that she in this fight by herself and she can't win no war by herself.
mm-hmm,
So I'm not saying that all black women that are with white men are with them because they was done wrong by black men.
mm-hmm,
But what I am saying is my water fountain is for colors only.
mm-hmm.
But if you see a white boy drinking out my water fountain, just know I tried my hardest with you niggas. I tried my hardest. I tried my hardest with y'all, and I just got to a point where I needed to be loved, and this man chose to love me in the way that I needed to be
And
loved.
there you
No
go.
hard feelings. I don't look
Mhm.
at y'all as nothing. Y'all still kings. I'm still raising two of y'all. I still respect y'all. But ultimately, a lot of people need to accept the fact that when black women go to white men or any men of a different race, we never down black men about it. But the second you see a black man with a white woman, oh, because she was too ghetto and she was too this and she was too that, and my white woman, she don't do that, and that's where the issue comes in. A black woman has never had an issue with a man being with a white woman. The issue comes in when you start to degrade the black woman and you start to belittle her and you start to just name all this negative shit that you had going on with your relationship with a black woman, and you use that as an excuse as to why you chose to be with a white woman. Whereas black women, if we get with white men, we just with them.
See now,
We just with them.
now look. Now this is the deal. The pushback on that, it's all situational because that
True.
goes both ways and is regional. So let's say you were in Iowa. Okay. So if you're in Iowa and your pickings is, let's say, just in the United States, we're right around 13.5%, right? In Iowa, divide that by two. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
therefore, your demographics is different. However, that's Iowa. Now you take it down south. Now the mentality change. Some individuals, black or white, not black or white, male or female brothers or sisters, when they get somebody that's white, it represents success. Come on now, you get what I'm saying? So
Okay.
it all depends on where you're at and what having that individual feel like. But now on the West Coast, Northwest, a brother that has a white girl, so to speak, is not that, and I'm generalizing, okay? I'm not gonna say every, but when you see one of us, like a black man with a Caucasian girl, it's not like she's bad. You get what I'm saying? Like, yo, I can see why. It's like, what? You see what I'm saying? So then it's a level of security because certain men and in certain women, but we're going to speak on us, certain men try to go to different races because they cannot deal with the level of accountability that certain sisters give him.
Hmm.
You see, so he will go somewhere else where he can be more dominant, but less. He does not have to play
Provide as much.
provide as much or have to
Yep.
be as not necessarily dominant, but as a staple in the home. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
Yeah.
all he got to do really is slang a little bit of dang-a-lang and everything is
And
cool.
that's it.
But you
Yeah.
see, and that might be enough for her, but the sister may want more. And then he
Hmm.
may feel like, well, I keep doing this. She's a gold digger. No, she wants to get the family together. So
Yeah.
it's just so many. It's regional. It's
It
regional
is.
issue.
It is. I definitely I be when I be thinking about a lot of situations, I definitely keep into play the area that the situation takes place in. I keep in play the type of person that the situation involves. All
Mhm.
black people don't come from the hood. All
That's
black
right.
people weren't raised in a single family
That's
household,
right.
and vice versa. So it's like we have to take all of that into accountability.
Hmm.
You have some men out here who was raised by a single mother and they're successful business owners, never had no type of charges put on them whatsoever. You
Hmm.
got some black men was raised in a two-parent household and they probably in jail with
Yeah.
a laundry list full of damn
Hmm.
charges.
Hmm.
So it's a lot of things that comes into play when it comes to certain individuals who find themselves in certain situations,
Hmm.
whether it be interracial relationships, domestic violence, or anything for that matter.
Hmm.
It's a lot of things that go into play with that. So I've gotten to the point where I can't just stereotype certain men,
Hmm.
because you never know. Just like I'm a single mother and I do the best that I can by my kids. You can love on them all day long, shower them with gifts, whatever they want. But if they decide to go out your door and do whatever the hell they want to do, they gonna do it. It don't matter how much you love on them, how much you support them, give them what they need. They gonna do what they want to do, and that's what we just dealing with a lot of people that's doing what they want to do, regardless of their upbringings, regardless of where they come from, et cetera, et cetera. So when it comes to um for example, let me see if I can find it. When it comes to a lot of situations, you just have to keep a lot of things in mind. You can't just say, oh, well, he did that because he black, or he did that because he white, or he with her because she white. You can't
Hmm.
just really go off of that no more.
Hmm.
It's a lot of things that go into play.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm really excited about becoming a listener of your show.
Hmm.
I definitely cannot wait to hear this conversation with you and the guys, because I enjoy podcasting, but I'm one of the few women that'll actually sit and listen and
Hmm.
really hear and take heed to what men have to say when it comes to why they feel certain ways or why they do some of the things that they do. So
Hmm.
I'm excited and I wish you guys the best.
Oh, well, thank you. And make sure you give any type of feedback. All right. Any
Oh,
type of
I
feedback.
will.
You know what I'm saying? Anything that you think or that may strike a nerve, because we're always open to branching out and taking things a different step. Because it started with um why did I get married? Then why did I get divorced? what's wrong with women, and next is going to be the cancel culture for the cornballs. You
Okay.
see, so it's all inclusive, and so the last show for the season, we're going to focus on rebuilding the Black mental health, and how do we do that? You see,
Yeah.
how do we do
Now
that?
that's something I can get on board with.
You see.
That's something that I definitely can get on board with.
But thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
You
thank
are
you.
more than
I'll make
welcome.
sure
Thank you
I'll
so
send
much
you that
for
information.
yes. And then before you leave, let's go ahead and plug your show in one more time.
Mhm.
So my listeners can find you on social media, give them your handles and your tags and everything so that they can
Absolutely.
find you if they want to become a listener of your show as well.
Absolutely. So you can go to facebook.com/, the Lions Cast. All right. All one word, the Lions Cast. And that's on IG as well. And you can see the Lions Den, the sanity check on lionspn21.com. All right. So you can listen to everything there. And again, if you could, you can go to Roku or Amazon Fire TV and look for the network. Lions Pride Network is where you can see all the different content creators. So it's the Lion's Den, the Lioness Layer. All right. The Sanity Check. We have a comedian on there. It's a lot of different people, and we're growing, right? So if
Oh,
there's
okay.
individuals that's interested in bringing original content, even like your show here, that can be a conversation later on if that's something that you want to do. But this helps individuals to not just broaden the aperture of their audience, but they don't have to change their content to get a more diverse audience there. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying? Because
Yeah.
we're now bridging off of each other. So that's what I do. That's where we at.
Well, once again, thank you so much for joining me today.
Mhm.
To my listeners, his information will be down in the description. Y'all definitely go and check out his show as well as his network that is on Fire TV and Roku.
Roku.
This is the Coffee and Apple Juice, the podcast. Thank you so much, Steph. I really appreciate your input today. It was greatly appreciated. Y'all check us out every Wednesday and Sipping Pretty with Aisha Hadiya, which is my all-female topic related show, is going to be released every Friday. So y'all definitely tap in for that. All right. So until next time, peace.
Later.